All right, everybody. I am Raheemah Nitoto, and I am here with Healthy Black Families. Welcome very much. Good to see everyone. More people are coming in as we're talking. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I just want to, what is it? Is it Tamia? Hi, Tamia or Tamia? Tamia Green. I'm saying hi to people as they're coming in. We'll get more people as we go. Good to see you. All right. Thank you for joining Healthy Black Families, Thirsty for Change, Shop Smart, Eat Healthy webinar. Healthy Black Families' mission is to educate, engage, and advocate for the holistic growth and development of diverse Black individuals and families. Our vision is a society that's fair, equitable, and just, particularly in relation to Black individuals and families. Health equity is achieved when we no longer see health disparities based on race. Thirsty for Change is a program of Healthy Black Families. It is funded by the City of Berkeley's Health Division. Healthy Berkeley's program, formerly known as the Sugar Sweetened Beverage Program. The purpose of Healthy Berkeley is to provide the public with additional information about the city's distribution of funding allocation, to support the community and including the faith community, and support school-based strategies for reducing consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages and raise awareness about sugary beverages' harmful health impacts on youth, children, and adults in the city of Berkeley and elsewhere, and educate how sugar-sweetened beverages contribute to type 2 diabetes, obesity, heart disease, and tooth decay. Now it's time to get it started. And as I was just saying a moment ago, many of you may know Chef HuNia Bradley, but what some may not know is that she is not in the United States anymore. Through the miracle of modern technology, we are talking to her from Ghana in Africa. And we'll be she'll be showing us a recipe and talking about her adventures and stuff like that as we go along. And before we get into our topic today, which is a serious overview and dig deep on the sugary sweetened beverages and the importance of water. Okay, Chef HuNia, let's get started.
Yay, so let me show you my shirt. It says, I create my life. Yes.
That's great.
And I'm so happy to be wearing that today because I create my life and I am on the adventure of my life here in Ghana, West Africa. Oh my gosh. And I just want to give a shout out to Mama Ayana, who has supported me over the years in my journey. And, you know, as we talked about my travels and what that would look like, you know, for her, you know, her just unwavering support, and you, Raheemah, so much for, you know, just being open, you know, to the possibilities of all of this happening, you know. And, you know, we had some concerns about, you know, a lot of things, and they're just working out. And even getting over here, like I was supposed to be in some other place, missed my stop, and so I had to find a hotel real quick. I was like, look, y'all, I don't know what y'all talking about. I can't take a taxi an hour and a half backtrack. I need a hotel close by so that I could be here with my people.
Oh, good. Yay. Didn't want to miss you.
Yeah, so I'm here in this area called Takrady, which is still part of Accra in Ghana, and I'm in this beautiful Best Western type hotel, and I'm so honored. So welcome to HuNia's Kitchen via the hotel. But I did share I have shared some video of it actually in the kitchen, but I wanted to first, before we go any further, and I guess if we have any questions, I can answer those too, but let's drink to our health.
Absolutely. Here we
I
go.
I have right here with me, I have some water. Just it's funny in the States, we are running away from plastic, right? Plastic bottles. That's all they do here. Like this, all
Mhm.
they do. Plastic bottles and plastic, what they call satchels, which are little water pouches, So it
Mhm.
kind of ticks me off a little bit, they are a little bit not so evolved in the technology as of yet. So it's a great project in the making. I will be in touch with the Ecology Center to talk about recycling efforts in this country. And what I have flavored my water with is this beautiful herbal formula called Anti-Plague. It's an herbal formula by one of my another master herbalist, Russell Harrison, out of Los Angeles, California. It's the herb that we've been taking for years when we travel, because some of us don't do certain
Is that
vaccines, and
sold online?
it's sold online. Yes, it's a
If we
Russell
could
Herbal.
get, oh, sorry. I was gonna
Yeah.
say get the link in the chat for folks.
Okay, I'll work on that. I'll put it. I'll put in the link, because this is a master herbalist, and whether you believe or not, it's okay. Because when my daughter was 16, this is when we first started using this formula. My daughter's 31 now. She went to Ghana, she went to Senegal, Mali, and some other places, and she was with a group of people from Leadership Excellence. Everybody on that trip got sick except for who? My baby, with this herbal formula that she started taking 2 weeks before her travels and every day up in her travels. So I stand by this right here, baby girl. Let me tell you. So,
Mhm.
what you
So
drinking, Raheemah? That was my soliloquy.
I am drinking just water, just plain old
Nice,
beautiful water.
nice. Mama Raheemah,
Mhm.
I mean Mama Ayana, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking just water in my copper cup,
Okay,
copper
okay.
stainless steel. Can you see me? Oh, here I am.
Oh, okay, okay. And I
Water.
noticed that a lot of other folks, great, are drinking water as
Cheers.
well. And cheers to your health. Yes.
Blessings to
Yes.
everybody.
Okay. Oh, I see Terry's come in now. Hi, Terry. Hi,
Yeah.
Peace. And hi,
Yes.
Lauren. And oh,
Mhm.
Camila. All right, we're set to go. We got
All
folks
right.
in the house.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect. Thank you. So yeah, so today our topic is alternatives to sugary sweetened beverages, because we'll
Mhm.
we'll talk a lot more in depth. Rahima has lots of juiciness for you, but we know that the sugary sweetened beverages have been they've been specifically targeted in our communities, and as a result, we got high blood pressure, diabetes, all kinds of things as related to that. Sugary sweetened beverages, excess salt, you know, not enough grocery stores in the neighborhood. All of these things have contributed to chronic health conditions as a people. You know what I'm saying? And so today I'm sharing with you. Um, I produce a smoothie because here in Ghana, what's in season also happens to be in season where you all are. So this smoothie has fresh mango and pineapple and coconut water and coconut milk, and I think I threw some lemongrass, and I don't know. But what I wanted to share with you is where some of these ingredients come from. So Raheemah has a couple of videos that I took while I was en route shopping for my smoothie stuff. So take it away, Raheemah, whatever one you want to
Okay, here we go. Oh, just a moment. Let me go back here. I wanna make sure we get the sound, because if you don't press that little button, you don't get that.
share.
So I'm
Okay.
gonna go back. I'm gonna
Okay.
start it over again. I'm gonna press the right button right there. That's what we're gonna do. Here we go.
Oh yeah. This is the coconut man.
Okay. Just one.
So as you can see here, he's opening the coconut and now he's pouring the water from it.
Wow.
And now he's going to proceed to cut out
Yeah,
the
that's
flesh.
fine. That's fine.
This is something I wish we had here, you know? It's like something
Yes.
where you could actually go and we just no, we're not moving on like that. Where you could actually you know, just get YouTube loves to play videos without you asking.
Exactly. Exactly. So
Stop
the wonderful thing about that is, I don't know if you can see, he was just a master at getting that water out and keeping it what we would call COVID friendly. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't touching nothing, but you know, getting the water for me from the coconut and getting the flesh without touching anything. Just that knife was just and right into the plastic and you know, moving on. It was just amazing to watch, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
that, yeah. And that
Yeah, I would
coconut water and the flesh was like 2 CDs, which is like 40 cents.
40 cents. That coconut was 40 cents.
40 cents.
You can
40
get a
cents.
coconut. How much a coconut cost here? $5.
Ain't nobody cut nothing for you. Ain't
No,
nobody
you
cut
gotta
nothing for
figure
you.
it out yourself. You bang it against the side of your house. Yeah, it's so you know, and it's so valuable because it's like, you know, not only that, you're getting something that is so fresh that you're getting all the enzymes and everything from
Yes.
it. It's amazing. It's so amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna pull up
Yes.
this other video here.
Okay.
All right, and let's go. Just a
And
second.
this is sister friend. She wouldn't let me videotape her face, which is fine. Her technique though, awesome.
So we're gonna start again. The sister here is cutting up the fresh pineapple.
Come on. You know, I know we're going to talk about technique, safe techniques in the kitchen, but she has some very safe techniques with that knife, right? Except for this one, she's cutting toward her hand there. But
I don't want to make you nervous.
Yeah, but for the most part, for that.
Look at that, amazing.
Now we get another one. Okay, so we got another one. Okay, take a look here. We got the little market here. A couple of doors down, we got the oranges, we got the avocado, which they call pear. We got the limes, we got the coconut. Yes. We got the fresh tomatoes and onions and cabbage and carrots and the yam and the peppers and the smoked fish and the eggs. Everything we need right here in the neighborhood. And she's cutting one more of the pineapple. Yeah.
That knife must be really sharp too.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
working it out. Let me
We're
tell
gonna
you,
try
she's
this one
working
more
it out.
time.
So are the places where they pick these the coconuts and the pineapple, are they nearby? Do you know, HuNia?
Yes. Well, some of it's nearby, some of it is in more remote areas, but yes, there are gardens and farms like all over. People are growing stuff everywhere. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is 3 doors down from
Yeah.
where I'm
Now
staying.
she's gonna put it in a bag
Mm-hmm.
for us.
Every day I have fresh
Yeah. She's gonna put it in a bag for us.
pineapples, mango, coconut water. It's beautiful. I think I did a pretty good job of not getting her face.
Yeah,
Okay.
being very respectful. All right. All
Yeah,
right. We don't want to see you.
that's it.
Whoever you are,
Yeah,
let's go. We're going to stop it
whoever you
right
are.
there. Okay. Thank
Yes,
you.
yes. So yeah, so that's like, that's every day I'm able to go and support the local economy. Now those 2 pineapples cost me 4 CDs. Yes. So that was what 80 cents for
Mm.
those 2 pineapples and cut. Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
and she cutting those pineapples better than me because so I was like, okay, I gotta practice that. I like the way she was holding the base.
Mm-hmm.
And she only goes so far down, and it's
Mm-hmm.
correct. You do have to have a sharp knife because if you're trying to push through with a dull knife, you take the chance of hurting yourself.
Yeah, the technique for
So
getting the skin off, I thought was really good. But I think that once she
was
got to that part, what I'd probably do is cut from the base, like stick it in the base and then pull it down rather than pull it toward my hand. I think that would work a little better. But she's probably doing it her whole life. She's probably doing it just fine. But it's like I'm
right
just
because
afraid of the knife cuts.
yeah, because the thing that she's thinking about now is getting into that box without dropping it. Because if
Mm-hmm.
she did it the other way, she would take more chance of
Oh,
dropping, which happened the first time, which is why I said, here we go again. Yeah.
okay.
So yeah, she was not happy about
Okay.
that. Neither was I. So, but yeah, this is the life of, living in those communities where people are on the ground. And the other thing about this experience is that there are no pesticides and stuff on these foods. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to eat everything within a couple of days because they go bad, and I love
Mm-hmm.
that. I love that, it's fresh
No
all the time.
GMO, no
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 GMOs.
pesticides. Yeah, well, it's like I have, who said this? It says to all panelists who said this. People who are talking here, I want to make sure we keep people in the conversation. We have
Yes.
Terry is saying that she's getting some inspiration. She's cutting up celery and peppers right now. And
Nice.
there's somebody, it doesn't say to say who, they're saying that they love the music in the market and somebody really loves the dress that the person's
Yeah. Oh
wearing.
yeah. Yeah, the
Yeah.
colors are just beautiful all the time. And to watch those women and men balance those things on their head all day long, just
Wow.
amazing. Just amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Yeah.
now you can see the video in which I put everything together
Mhm.
and produce a smoothie, even with the
And
little,
here we go.
okay.
Looking beautiful.
Greetings, greetings, greetings. This is your girl, Chef HuNia, coming to you live from Accra, Ghana, West Africa. Yay, HuNia's Kitchen, going global on you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today is such a beautiful day here in Accra. I'm in a small area called Labadi. And let me tell you, the people here are lively, lively, lively. So where I'm staying right now, I'm in the mix of everything. There are all kind of street vendors selling everything from household goods to cooked foods and all of that. And I'm just having a wonderful time getting to know the people. And so, yes, I'm just honored to have you here with me in HuNia's Kitchen here in Accra, Ghana, West Africa.
Can I say that one more time?
Yeah, so today, let's get to it. Today we're talking about alternatives to sugary sweetened beverages. Lord knows in our communities of color, Black folks in particular, who I'm serving, right? We drink way too much soda. We drink way too many sports drinks. We drink way too many sugary sweetened beverages. These flavored waters, and they are killing us, honestly. They're giving us diabetes and leading to our high blood pressure, leading to, so many diseases in our body. We really need to cut it. And so I am here today to share with you some alternatives to these sugary sweetened beverages. And the first thing we want to start off with is just good old plain water. Now this one happens to be bottled water. Now here in the States, we try to stay away from the bottled water. However, here in Ghana, the water system is not quite up to par. So folks use a lot of bottled water and not so much of the tap. And so that's just another area for us to focus on, and as a part of those of us in the year of the return and beyond. So yeah, good old water. But this one I have has fresh lemon, and I'm going to put a little pineapple in there just to offer you some variety. Boom. Here's to your help.
Cheers.
Now your water, you may not like pineapple. You can add strawberry, you can add cucumber, you can add basil, you can add mint. It's a plethora of things that you can do without adding any sugar. That will give it a nice refreshing taste. If you like it cold, it's not the best for the body, but if you like it cold water is better than no water. Trust me. So today we offer you that, and I'm also gonna make a smoothie. And so what's in season? Pineapple's in season. Yes, mangoes in season. Lots of herbs are in season. So today I got some fresh mango. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at here. Look at here.
I got some of
We
those
got
in my
some fresh mango that I'm
refrigerator right now.
offering in my little personal blender here. Yes. That's awesome. Yes. Can you see me here working it out? Yes. So mangoes. What do we know about mangoes? They are extremely high in vitamin C. They are a great source to boost your immune system. And yes, we want lots of mangoes, and they're super, super delicious. And you can use mangoes in salads and curries, and of course smoothies. So that's good. That's good enough for now. I'm gonna save some of this for later. Yes.
Also good for digestion.
Let's see. Let's get a little bit more off. Now, mango is considered what they call a stone fruit because of the big old seed that's in the middle. So it's in alignment with peaches and plums, nectarines, anything that has that big old seed in the middle. That's considered a stone fruit. And we are fast approaching stone fruit season. So Hallelujah. Let me rest my hands a little bit. All right. Now, you all probably wondering why I ain't got my chef's coat on today. It is too dang on hot. So that's one of the things I'm rethinking in my journey here. Like, what do I wear, in a situation that's too hot, when I'm in places that don't have, like, air conditioning or whatever, with the things like, chef problems. So there you go. I'm gonna do a little bit more mango because those of you who know me, I got a sweet tooth.
Knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah, so this is gonna be a fruit smoothie.
Hey, there's something you just can't get away
I'm using
from.
mango, but we could add kale, we could add arugula, we could add spinach, we could add apples. You can put anything you want in there. You can put broccoli, you can put celery. It don't matter. I'm not the smoothie god. Can't tell you what to put in your smoothie. All right. And we got some fresh pineapple. Now, if you were on my page, on my YouTube channel earlier, you would have seen where the sister cut the pineapple fresh, where the brother cut the coconut fresh, and yes, so we got all of that. So we got mango, we have pineapple. I'm gonna put a little bit more pineapple in there. I cut a lemon, and what else? Oh, we got fresh coconut water, fresh from the coconut. Look at here, y'all. It's the water and the pulp. Perfect. It's so perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour a little bit of the fresh water in there. Perfect. Coconut water is so good for you. And then look at that soft coconut flesh. Yes. So I'm going to put some fresh pieces of coconut in there. Yes. Look at that, look at that. And I happen to have some guava leaves from we discovered I was introduced to an organic farm here in the area called Spintech.
Okay, I'm gonna have to pause this for a second because there's something important I gotta ask.
Okay.
I'm sure a lot of folks may not know that guava leaves are edible. and you're talking about herbs and what they're good for. So guava leaves are edible, and what are they good for?
That's a good question. And as I was talking, I was like, oh geez, where are my notes on the guava leaves? Oh my God. So I'm gonna have to look that up before I get off of here, because I have my notes on everything except my guava leaves. But I do remember vitamin C. I remember vitamin C being like the theme for everything today, So, but
which is really, yeah, vitamin C, especially since you were talking about how hot it is. Vitamin C is really important in the sun. It's like we talk about how things, when it gets hotter, like it's getting here, or like it is there, when it gets hotter, there's certain vitamins you need more of, like vitamin C and vitamin A, and that's what you're getting in a lot of that. And then the coconut water actually has a lot of electrolytes too, which when you sweat, you lose electrolytes. And so that's something. But I want to, we'll start it again, but put a pin in that because we want to know.
Yes, I'm gonna work on that right now.
There who has an acre of land, and he's growing a little bit of everything: lemongrass, basil, arugula, all kinds of lettuce, and he also has animals. He has a rabbit and turkey and chicken, and I feel like Shirley Caesar. You name it. So I'm putting some fresh lemongrass in there as well. And I'm gonna see how this does, like this, okay? Now, as you noted, as you can see, I'm not adding any sweetener because we're gonna allow the natural juices to let it do what it do. So let's see here. Let's get that thing cranking. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh, gotta turn the switch on. Okay.
This is hilarious.
I see some smoke coming out this here thing.
Oh God.
Bless my heart. Okay. Here we go. All right. So we had to stop a little bit because we had a little technical difficulty right there. But it's okay.
Wait 3 more.
We got that fresh fruit smoothie. It's a little chunky, but that's okay. Let's see what we're working with. Oh my God. Nadir, come on. I need you to be a sampler for my fresh fruit smoothie. We had to stop what we was doing because we had a little technical difficulty. This bad boy started smoking here. This y'all's brother Nadir here.
Coach Juan.
Coach Juan. He is from Cincinnati.
That's correct.
It's so many folks in the diaspora here in Ghana. It's amazing. It's amazing. But anyway, Nadir's gonna officially taste my chunky smoothie.
and just to let you know, we didn't plant this beautiful orange, but it's just good energy. It's how we vibing.
We
Plus,
coordinate.
Drinking the mango.
Yes.
And orange juice, and this is
Fresh mango, pineapple, coconut water, lemongrass, a little basil. All right, there we go. He gonna tell you the truth. Coach One gonna tell you the truth. He's going again. Oh, lemon in there too. Oh, he's still drinking. And it's chunky because bad boy started smoking on me. Ooh-wee. Okay. You say
this is all natural, right?
It's all natural. No extra sweeteners, none of that.
We're using a couple of coconut.
Okay.
Pineapple.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Nadia.
I'm gonna finish on air.
He said he got to finish on air. Yes. Thank you. Yay. Indeed.
Thank you.
All right. So yeah, there you have it. And I have one other thing. I made some I call it my bush tea. This is fresh lemongrass, basil, 2 kinds of basil, regular basil and a lemon basil, as well as guava leaf and soursop leaves. Now, all of these things are very, very high in iron and vitamin C. It's all about building the immune system in a healthy way. So drink your waters, drink your teas, drink your smoothies, exercise, pray and meditate, and come on over. You could be my guest in Ghana, West Africa. So yes, if you need any more information, talk to me in the comments. Talk to me at HuNiaskitchen.com. Talk to me. You can text me 510-228-7596. You want to cash app, you want to support, you want to Venmo, like whatever you want to do to support this thing. Shout out to Healthy Black Families, who is partnering with me to bring this all to you today. So once again, here's to your health. And thank you for joining me here in HuNia's Kitchen in Ghana, West Africa.
Thank you.
Bye.
There you have it.
Raheemah, you're muted. Put $1 in the jar.
Yeah, I'd probably have like a good $4 or $5 in there because I was running my mouth. Okay, you guys. Oh,
That's hilarious. Yes.
oh
Yes.
man. It's like they talk about that. That's the big joke of the year. Everybody like talking. All right. So the comments people have on the video, because those are important. I couldn't see them while we were, showing it. So I wanted to show it now. People are saying, so beautiful and colorful. I'm ready for the smoothie stuff. Somebody's saying when so bright. Lanisha, I see this is says HuNia's Global Kitchen. Jemiah says, what a treat. Lanisha says, never knew it was called stone fruit. Love them all. Lord, me too. I don't know what that is about, but it's probably talking about the something yummy or the sweet tooth or something like that. I have a lot. I have to train my taste buds for coconut. Yeah, coconut. I didn't used to like coconut either, but I love it now. Yes, about something, and also name of that immune booster elixir. So you spoke of. Okay, so that must have been about the guava leaves. About the immune booster elixir. We want the information for that. And then you also mentioned soursop. That is something that, I know we can get guava leaves here in the States. A lot of people even can get them, maybe even have them in their yards because they can be around town. But soursop, I'm not exactly sure what that is. So people may want to know what that is. Okay. And I can't hear Raheemah. That's me. Immune tincture is called anti-plague. Okay, she's getting that up. So we're all caught up. And then there's somebody that wants to about the sweet tooth and the fresh coconut. All right. So we're all caught up with that. Thank you again, Chef HuNia. We got through all of the little comments there.
Yes. Thank you.
And
that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was hilarious. That's me. I'm hilarious.
Yes, my I have a blender that supposedly was, equipped for the electrical circuit, and it obviously wasn't. It started to smoke. That they started sparking and smoking. Work it out. New blender on the way. But yeah, I'm gonna type in information right now for Russell.
Okay, I'm gonna ask for one thing. Mama Ayana, Harriet has been trying to get online, and I've been trying to help her, so I've been a little bit distracted, and she isn't able to get it on. Could you continue that while I move on to the other part of the program?
Yes, I can. And did you correct the link? Because the link I got was taking me to the water ambassador.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, the one that you sent directly today. So you might want to. I'm going to send you the correct link, and anybody you texted if you get a minute. Or
okay.
I don't know.
If you could send that to Harriet
I will.
right now, and
Okay.
And send it to me, and if anybody else contacts me, I'll do that. I wasn't aware of that. It's like I don't. Yeah, I must have. Sometimes I do a follow up from an old text. Maybe
Understood.
I accidentally touched the wrong one. And anyway, thank you again. And yeah, like Chef here was talking about. Okay, before I do that, Terry says, wonderful demonstration. Thank you for the educational and the tips. We're talking today about water. and we're talking about
My
sugary sweetened
honor.
beverages. And we have been doing this for a while, and the reason why we'll talk about sugary beverages and water, and we will continue to, is because of what a plague they are on our community. They are something that causes a lot of diseases like high blood pressure, diabetes. It contributes to obesity. I'm not going to lump obesity in with diseases, because some people, may or may not. I don't want to. It doesn't help for people to feel stigmatized, and so I want to make sure that I'm not doing that. The most important thing is to make sure people are being healthy, and it doesn't matter what your size. You can be as thin as a rail and drink too much sugary beverages and be sick and end up with a shorter lifespan and a lower quality of life. So the thing to do is to get rid of them. It don't matter. But there's a lot. And so what I'm going to be doing today is going through some of the material that we know already, and then picking it up with some stuff that we don't know. There's a few people that are here that wasn't in Healthy Living 102, so hopefully we'll be giving enough background information to start, so you can jump on. Okay, the first thing I want to do, I'm going to go here, pick out my my things, is I want to the first thing I want to do is talk about sugar. Sugar is really important, and so I'm gonna review sugar, the idea of sugar and carbohydrates. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up these this. All right, and we're gonna go through this quickly. If you have any questions, if there is no question that is too obvious, or what somebody might call like a stupid question, there's no such thing as that. There just isn't. If you don't know something, then you need to know, and that's it. And I'm going to leave it like that. Please interact. If you Phoebe is raising her hand, so what you want, Phoebe? Did you raise your hand? You need to unmute. Okay. Well, let's see. Well, you're okay. You put your hand down now. Okay. Maybe it was an accident. All right. So if you have a question like that, I am actually, oh, Monique's raised her hand now. Hello. And now your hand's down now too. All right, y'all. I'm very happy to let you guys speak if you'd like to speak, or let you guys ask a question, or just be ready, and we'll go through it. All right. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the difference between sugar and carbs. Sugar, first of all, is a carbohydrate. A carbohydrate is an important part of the diet, because carbohydrates can give you energy. And there are different kinds of carbohydrates, and they're easy to remember. There is two types that are the main types, which are simple and complex. Okay, so you have simple and complex. Simple carbohydrates are things like sweets and candies and desserts. Most of the time, simple carbs are called sugars, right? And the reason why it's simple is because if you were to look at it, it would be a really, really small nutrient. I'll call it, for a lack of a better word, something that you can metabolize, a nutrient. that your body can use really fast, right? You know, they talk about sugar spikes. You get a sugar spike by ingesting sugar and automatically your body can use it, right? There's different kinds of simple sugars: table sugar, honey, maple syrup, brown sugar. Those are some of the simple sugars that you can get. You can also get simple sugars in things like juice and what other things? It's like things like juice. Things people don't think of juice as having sugars, but there are, right? And just like I was saying before, simple sugars digest swiftly. They raise your blood sugar and it doesn't last. And so you get a sugar spike. And that's the thing where your sugar, the amount of your sugar goes up to a point and then it drops, which is called a sugar crash. And usually what happens after sugar crash is what? You get fatigue and you get more sugar cravings. And it's kind of like that's the same spike you get for addictions, right? People who take drugs, for example, they get that high, they crash, they feel awful, and then they crave the thing that they are addicted to. And that is something that is very true with the simple sugars. Added and simple sugars, of course, should be avoided as much as possible. Complex carbohydrates are carbohydrates that are bigger. Like if you were to think about it in terms of size, I'm going to stop the share for here for a second, and I'm going to open it again. But I'm going to open what they call the washboard here, the little whiteboard, right? And this is going to be very simple. I'm going to take a little drawing tool, and I'm going to draw. Okay, I'm going to say this right here. That's a sugar. I'll just write it with my finger. Sugar, right? And you can see it's really little. It's really simple. That's a sugar. It goes into your body. It melts away. Your body can use it. Bam, it's done. A more complex carbohydrate would be something like this. I'm going to just say carb. And I'm going to draw a carb. Right? So they're usually in chains, or they may even have like little branches out on them or something like that. But that's something. So when you're seeing that, you're like, oh, what's going to happen? Your body needs to pull that apart. And when it pulls it apart, it's going to have a whole bunch of little things like this, right? And those will be simple sugars. So that's something that happens. You know, complex carbohydrates turn into simple sugars. That's why when you look at it, I'm going to stop the share. I'm going to go back. When you go back to share, I don't know what happened there. Okay, when you go back to this, it's like when you eat something like white bread, it's a complex carbohydrate because it has that to it, but it's also it can still get taken apart really quickly. When you saw that structure that I showed you, it's like it can be still taken apart really quickly. So that's why white bread, white rice, white pasta, and stuff like that is not good for you either. But food with fiber is good for you, right? And so I'm going to show you again that little picture. I'm going to go back to it, to our whiteboard. I don't know if it's gonna, yeah. And so this is the carb and it gets broken down into the sugar. All right. So I'm going to show, let's see if I can do that. I'm going to draw in here. I'm going to draw some fiber. I'm going to make it purple or pink here. All right. So fiber, what fiber is Fiber is something like this. And fiber is hard. And people, some people say, oh, it's like cardboard. It's like, and it's not digestible. And your body needs to work really hard to break it down, but it can't break down to something to be digested, right? But it's like that. So what happens is your body still can break it down, right? And it can break it down to these simple sugars. So it still can be broken into simple sugars, but what it needs to do is break out the sugar from all this other mess, right? And so then you end up having all of this stuff right here. That's the fiber, and that's what'll go into your digestive system and out the other end, with your boo-boo and your waste, and help to and help you pass food. What the reason why you need carbs and fiber together is because you don't get that sugar spike. In order to break up this system right here and get that sugar into your system, you need to pull apart all of these things. So it's like a puzzle. You can either look at a picture and know what it is, or you can put the puzzle together and hours later you can see that picture. It takes a long time for you to finish that process rather than seeing it right away. And that's what it is in your body. You can either get all of the sugar right at once, or you can get it slowly over time, which gives you energy over time, so you don't get a crash, right? You don't get the spike, so it doesn't mess with your insulin and your insulin receptors, so you have less of a chance of developing something like diabetes, right? And the difference between having something like this, right? Think about it like this. Let's go. We're done with this right now. Like that part. Think about it like this. When you're drinking a sugary beverage, that is the loosest, most easily accessible way of getting that sugar into your body. When you're giving that to your children, that's the simplest, most easiest, most effective way of getting sugar into your kid's body as fast as possible, right? When you're eating like bread or crackers or something like that, it gets into their system, but it gets into it slower. If they're eating something that has fiber, they're actually getting it even slower, more sustained, in a more healthy way. And this is something I usually say in my classes. God paired carbohydrates, sugar specifically, and carbohydrates with fiber in nature. And if you think about it, there is very, very, very limited times where you're ever going to find sugar without fiber in nature, because God don't make no mistakes. He wants us to be healthy. So that's what you get, right? So that answers the question about juice, right? Is juice healthy? You're taking away that fiber. So you're taking away that fiber. The more fiber that's missing from the juice, the more unhealthy it will be. So Chef HuNia made this beautiful smoothie. Is that healthy? I'm going to say yes. And the reason why is because the smoothie that she made had whole fruit in it, right? She scooped it out. It was blended with the whole fruit. And so you had mango pulp, you had pineapple pulp, and you had coconut, and it was all and you had that fiber in there. Of course, the more the better. Mango and pineapple are very sweet, so you want to be careful with them anyway. But you could eat a lot more of those because they're whole foods. And that's one of the reasons why there's also an emphasis on whole foods, because when you're getting that sugar, you're getting it, buffered by the whole food, right? Okay. I see you, Sister HuNia. Would you like to interject? Oh, you're frozen though. Okay. I don't know what's happening. If you would like to speak, go right on ahead. Does anybody have any questions or anything? Okay, did get oh, okay, there's some people are talking about guava leaves. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna move on unless anybody has any questions right now. We'll move on to our next piece. Where are we going here? Right? So that's a little bit deeper than before. So we're going to go back to, we talked about the spike. I'm just going to wrap up with this beautiful, oh, that's not what I wanted to show you again there. Take that out. Stop. I'm sorry, there. And sure. All right. So the reasons for eating whole grains, I explained it before. I'll just say it, just wrap it up and again, is carb version. The carbs convert to blood sugar and also have, oh my gosh, water. The carbs conversion into blood sugar happens slowly, so you don't have a spike in sugar, right? Fiber is part of a whole grain and it helps to slow down the digestive process. Whole grains that digest slowly decrease your hunger cravings, and so you end up eating less food because you're craving less food, right? Eating them also causes the body to use its own fats and other resources for fuel instead of asking for more fuel to be put into your bloodstream. The result is more gradual absorption of complex carbs, fuel the body slowly over time and give you more energy. And the best complex carbs are whole grains like quinoa, brown rice, whole wheat, if you can eat wheat, and whole grain pastas. Actually, the really fun thing is there are so many grains out there. I like millet. When we're since we're also looking at food that comes from the diaspora, millet is really good. Oats, a lot of folks eat, like I had some oatmeal this morning. Oats are really good. Whole grains really help you out. They not only have the fiber, but they also have things like protein and omega fatty acids and other nutrients that are really important that we actually are, deficient in because we don't usually get enough of those because we don't eat them enough. All right. So that's the talk about carbs and what they are. Okay, I have a question in here. What are the benefits of coconut water and is it the same as drinking regular water? Okay. All right. So the benefits of drinking coconut water is that coconut water has electrolytes, right? Electrolytes are minerals that you actually need in your body. So there are electrolytes are nutrients. A lot of times people, when they think of electrolytes, you think of potassium, magnesium, and even a little sodium. Sodium is an electrolyte. Usually, and it's okay to have some of it in your body. We need it, but we usually get way too much sodium. But then again, we get not enough potassium and magnesium, and there's other electrolyte complexes that are in there. Okay, and so it is really great to actually have some coconut water. I would caution though, because coconut water also does have sugar. It's doesn't tend to be very much, but it's always something to think about. A lot of times, if you wanted to get coconut water here in the States, they have it pre-packaged in bottles or cartons, just like a lot of other drinks. And you can get it that way. My recommendation is, if you do, look at the label, because it can have added sugar. And we'll talk more about label reading, as we usually do, a little later. But sometimes they add more sugar to it to make it taste more sweet, because a lot of people are used to a very sweet in their diet. But I think it's really great tasting and sweet on its own. Coconut has a very sweet flavor. Thanks for that question. So I'm going to go ahead and, all right, and done. Okay, so let me get on to this next thing here. I'm going to go to, we just talked about the label, and that's a really good segue into our labels again. So let's go there. All right. So this is also something that we've probably seen before. Some of us have seen before, and that sugar has a lot of names. And I've talked a little bit about some before, like honey or maple syrup, molasses, raw sugar, powdered sugar, maple, high fructose corn syrup, and all the O's: sucrose, glucose, fructose, dextrose, corn syrup, sugarcane, brown sugar, any juice. If you see apple juice on a label, if you see grape juice on a label, or white grape juice on a label, things like that, those are all sugars. And outside of it not having the fiber on it, it's not going to be as healthful as it does, and it should be treated as a sugar. So you need to have that in moderation, right? Okay. All right. And when you're looking at the nutrition facts, there's two places that you can find the sugar, right? The first is in this part of the nutrition facts label. So you're going to always look under total carbohydrates. And when you're looking at total carbohydrates, you can look at that. And then you can see the dietary fiber. And you look at the sugar. So I'm going to go a little bit deeper with this one. We've looked at this before, and we looked at the sugar, but I'm going to actually, since we talked a little bit more about fiber, I'm going to actually discuss the fiber in here, right? Sugar, of course, we want to get that to be as low as possible when we're looking at a nutrition facts label. And we want the dietary fiber to be as high as possible. But as I'm saying, okay, if you're having a situation where you're saying, oh, it has some fiber in it, so it's going to be better to eat than something without fiber because it'll go into my system slower. But how does that work really? How am I going to be able to know if it's enough to be useful? What I like to tell people is, or what it's a good way of thinking about this is dietary fiber. I'll just say the optimal for dietary fiber is it should be at least half of the amount of the sugar in your package. So for this package here, it says 2 grams of dietary fiber. And the sugar is 12 grams of sugar. So it's good to have some fiber, but it would be much better if it was 6 to 12. You see that? So that would be the best thing to look at. The American Heart Association recommends that dietary fiber should be at least 5% or more of a serving size. So your dietary fiber should, and that's a good source of dietary fiber. And so that's another way you can think about it. So you can think about it in terms of percentages, or you can think about it in terms of a ratio. And I like it to be about 50%. Excuse me, I like it to be about 50, or half of the amount of that's in the sugar, or you can do it to where it's at least 5% of a serving. So in the case of the American Heart Association, this item would be a good source of fiber because it has 8%. In my, in my the way I look at it, it wouldn't be a good source because it would need to be be considered along with the sugar. You see that? Okay. All right. All right, so there's a new message here. Let's see if there's anybody that's this. No need to add sugar. Yep. There you go. Let's see if we're at 4. So our next, where we're going to go next with this is we're going to talk about, so our next. Sugar in teaspoons. So this is a lot that what we did before. I'm going through this a little bit faster than I than in 102. Excuse me, than in 101. We did this lesson over 2 classes, and I'm trying to scrunch it into one, but I think we're doing pretty good. How much sugar is in your drink? So we just talked about grams, and we just looked at fiber. Now we're going to look at specifically drinks, because sugary sweetened beverages, as I was saying before, if we got rid of sugary sweetened beverages in our diet, most people would increase their health by a bunch, because the amount of sugar that's in them is really, really high. Okay, so how much sugar is in the drink? Here. Share. All right. So 40 grams of, grams of sugar divided by 4 equals a teaspoon. All right. And I'm going to grab a teaspoon in a minute. 40 grams here in this package. So we're looking at this container of soda, and it has 40 grams of sugar. You divide that 40 by 4, and it has, you see that it has 10 teaspoons of sugar, right? And we've done this a lot, but repetition is good, because then the more we repeat, the more you remember, okay? Does it have fiber? No, there's no fiber. It doesn't have any fiber. And it doesn't, this one doesn't have sodium, but actually, oh, it does. So it has 50 milligrams of sodium too. So these are things that we will look at further as we move along through this. But things that they hide on the sugar, on the nutrition facts, is important, because it says right over here, it's 0% of the daily value, but that's not 0. So we'll talk about that some more at a different time. Okay. All right. Do you guys see this handout that I have right here that says calculations key drinking labels cards? Do you see that? I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't show up. So I want to make sure that you're seeing this. I don't want to continue talking without And somebody just like, you can put it in the chat or whatever and let me know. And the answer is, come on, where's the chat? Where'd it go? It disappeared. All right, I'm gonna have to stop this again, start it up again. Oh yes, you could see it. Oh well, I'll start it again. This is why sometimes we have the person, the third person to actually to read the panelist, because it's kind of hard to go back and forth. That's all right. Yeah, doing it. All right. So this is a sheet that you guys will all have available to you. This is calculations key for drinks. And of course, we see that water has 0 calories, aka 0 carbohydrates, and so it's works out pretty well to drink. You can drink as much water as you want. You don't have to worry about any adverse effects with sugar, right? But it also, the thing that I really love about this particular handout is it actually talks about not only the amount of sugar, like here with the milk, it shows 8 teaspoons of sugar in a 16 fluid ounce bottle of milk. So we have, just do that, I'm gonna do that. The thing that I think is really cool is it actually shows how much time walking it would take to burn off that milk. So if you drank one 16 ounce bottle of milk, it would take 56 minutes of walking to burn that milk off, right? If you were to drink, orange juice, got the orange juice here, that would take 53 minutes. All right, that's kind of interesting. It may have to do something with the metabolism, because 8 teaspoons is less than is less than 11 teaspoons, but it's more time. And the same thing is true with the soda here. Soda's 8 teaspoons and it takes 30 minutes to burn that off. Okay. It's really interesting. I got it. I actually have it. I answered my own question. And the answer is that milk and orange, the milk would have fat, and the soda would not, the soda and the orange juice would not have fat. So if you're looking at things with fat, you also have to take that into account. Okay, that makes sense to me now. All right. So, but what this shows you here is like how much time it would take for you to burn something off. So if you were to actually, do a half an hour of walking around town, and then you were to drink a sports drink that was 20 fluid ounces, you would get rid of all of the physical activity that you did. And if you love energy drinks, drinking one of these energy drinks that's really popular, one of those really big ones, it would take you an hour, right? So this is something that you have available. It's really cool because that's not something that they have on labels, how much time it would take to burn off the calories that you'd be ingesting. But this is something that I think is really important because it makes you understand how much work you have to do in order to in order to get rid of that. Or if you exercise, do you really want to have a sports drink when you can just have some water? Or like coconut water. I should look that up before the end of, or if Mom Ayana, or if you could look, if you're available to look up what the calories are for coconut water. and how many minutes it would take to burn off coconut water. That would be really interesting since that was a question earlier. Okay. All right. And this is a really good segue for me too, because we're looking at this, what happens to sugar that we ingest and we don't burn off. Because usually what we're doing on average in this country is consuming a lot more sugar than we burn off in a day. What happens to that? It turns to fat, right? And that's something that people don't, is not relatively well known. People usually think when you are, you get fat by eating things that are high in fat, but that's actually not necessarily true. Eating things that are high in fat, specifically bad fats, actually clogs arteries and cause plaques and things like that. It can contribute to obesity, but the major cause of obesity is actually sugar. So again, it's not the only cause. So it's like if somebody is completely not ingesting any extra carbohydrates and they have something going on, it may be something else, but it's definitely a good idea not to eat or drink a lot of sugar, right? And so sugar is processed in the liver, and it goes through, it goes through your liver. If it's high fructose corn syrup or other sugars that are like high fructose, like agave is another one that is processed in the liver. And if it isn't utilized right away, it goes straight to fat. And that is one of the reasons why a lot of times people talk about high fructose corn sugar as being extra bad, specifically being in sodas, because there's a lot of times found in sodas, because high fructose sugar, if your body can't utilize it right away, it goes straight to fat and fat cells. And not only that, there are different kinds of fat cells that we have in our body, and won't go into those specifically, but the fat cells that sugar can cause are the fat cells that are usually have that are the least healthy. It's like the fat that it makes is the fats that are the most problematic in our diet. So it's not like, when we are under normal circumstances, if you're eating food and you're putting on weight, it's different from that. I'll actually, like, I'm blanking right now, and I'll actually have that information because I'm like, I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I'm like, okay, I'm not remembering. So I'll get that back to you. I want to make sure I'm telling you the truth and the real thing. Okay. But it is true that high fructose corn syrup goes straight to fat cells. All right. So glucose, which is the sugar that we all know that's in table sugar, that is the sugar that causes spikes in our glucose, or our body with our insulin, that can cause diabetes. And high fructose is a sugar that goes straight to fat in our bodies, causing a lot more problems that way. So fructose, the reason why it's called fructose is because it's found in fruits. That's kind of the root, one of the roots there. And even though you can find fructose in fruits, you can find it in apples, you can find it in oranges and a lot of other fruits. It's like, why is it unhealthy to eat it in sodas and other things like that? But it's fine to eat it in the fruit. Again, we go back to that thing that we're supposed to be eating, that God put it, that put it with the sugar. It's the fiber. It's the fiber. So that's the important part of that. Okay. Any questions? All right, I'm gonna grab that. Sorry, just pulling out my, where'd it go? There it is. All righty. Wow, I actually have gotten through most of the, oh, that's the one. There we go. So the other portion of this today is just to talk about the water, right? We've discussed water and we've discussed sugar, and just going in it a little bit further, because when we don't drink enough, water and we're drinking too much sugary beverages, what we're doing is we're causing the system of our body to be dehydrated. And dehydration is a really chronic cause of a lot of illnesses. And actually, in conversations that I've had recently, even more illnesses than usual have come up. Okay, so we're going to just go through this a little bit, and these are a few of the diseases that we can get if we're not drinking water, right? And what does disease mean? Disease, it's like a disease is just things that put our body out of balance. When our body is out of balance, all of these things that happen. Not having enough water in our systems is a major way, and it's probably the number one way, the first way that we put our bodies out of balance and set ourselves up for disease. Okay. Again, water's life. The body, a lot of organisms on Earth, most organisms are made up of water. Humans, when they're being formed in the womb, are up to 90% water to start. We wouldn't be able to have us without that. And up to 60% of a human adult's weight is water. And for those water ambassadors who are out there, they know that even elders are at least 50% water. Although if they drink more, we probably, would be a little healthier, just because it helps our systems work. Okay, our brains and our hearts are composed of primarily water, and our lungs are primarily water. And because of that, our oxygen exchange, it's important for that. It's important for good skin and everything. Most people don't drink enough water. In the United States, there is up to 50 to 75% of people unknowingly suffer from dehydration, and it masks illnesses like allergies, asthma, eczema. I don't have eczema there, but skin conditions, constipation. That's one of the first things that you can see when if you are dehydrated, if you are not, if you're having a hard time with your bowels, or your children are having a hard time with their bowels, you can go to do fancy teas or over-the-counter drugs and things like that to actually help unbind them and make things and try to make things better. But the a big main way you could actually help is making sure you get water into your children or get water into your family or yourself to make sure to get the stuff moving. Okay, and I have a question. What is this? How does sugar consumption contribute to dehydration? Okay, and I will, it's not live. So sugar contributes to dehydration because a lot of people, when they're thirsty, what they want to do is grab a sugary beverage, right? And what a sugar, your body uses water to flush out toxins. What you're doing when you're drinking sugary beverages are adding more toxins to your body at the same time you're trying to flush them out. So you will actually your body will actually need more water to try to get rid of those toxins, right? And therefore you're not necessarily getting enough to do what your body needs to do in order to clean the system out, right? So it's like so you will get the same symptoms as you would if from chronic dehydration. Like you might not fall down like you would in a desert and expire, but you will definitely have symptoms of dehydration that we have. It's like you might even have like the constipation because you're not getting things. The other thing is depending on what you're drinking, you may end up getting edema, which is like too much liquid in your system and not pass it and get the same you would get the same effects. Hopefully that answers the question. I know it's kind of counterintuitive. Drinking, it has liquid in it, but it's basically the only thing I can liken it to is using when you're watering a plant, and you're just using water, it's full, the leaves are fresh, and they're filled with water. You can see that the plant's not dehydrated. But if you pour like sugary water or salty water on a plant, it will actually eventually start to wilt and crumble away the way it would if it was dehydrated. And it's because the sugar would actually get in the way of the water doing what it needs to do. I think that makes more sense. Another question? All right. No, that's not a question. All right. Let me know if that didn't answer a question. I'll try to answer it a little bit better. All right. So so in constipation, the body pulls water away from the colon when it's dehydrated to assist with more important functions. And that actually goes in line with the question you just asked, where about the dehydration is if your body feels like it needs to pull moisture away from the colon in order to deal with all the sugar and other toxins that are not being dealt with in your system. It will pull it away from your, and so you'll be constipated. So it seems counterintuitive, but that's the way that works. And when that happens, as you know, waste remains in the body longer, and dehydration is severe enough, it'll stop moving. And we're going to talk a little bit more further in other classes about things like cancer and other diseases that you can that you get by eating certain foods, and also the kinds of foods and practices in order to that people use in order to mitigate that sort of thing. And this is always the biggest one is the number one thing: drinking enough water. Okay. And other digestive problems are also linked to dehydrations, like ulcers and gastritis, acid reflux. They have all been contributed. They all have, they're all connected to dehydration, basically. Yeah. And why is that? Well, I'll go through all of these and we talk about it, because all of the ones that I'm talking about now have to do with systems in the body. And so when we talk about high blood pressure, and high blood pressure is actually a little easier to talk about, because when the body is fully hydrated, your blood is around 94% water. And it has solids in it, right? The solids are your blood cells. Those are not a liquid. Your blood cells are a solid. Your white blood cells are a solid. There are other, like your platelets, that's another kind of cell. That's a solid. Those are all solid things. And your blood carries oxygen, right? Because it goes from your lungs and it goes to the other parts of your body. And your body is able to use that oxygen in processes like moving your muscles. That's why you breathe heavy when you're exercising or whatever. So water is doing all that stuff. If you're don't have enough water in your system, your blood doesn't have enough water, then you can get high blood pressure. Think about your blood pushing solids without the liquid to lubricate it through the tubes of your veins and your arteries. Makes it harder. So drinking water is helpful for that. All right. Kidney and bladder disorders. Without enough water, toxins are not moving effectively. Acids form in your body. You get with the accumulation of toxins and acids, it becomes a perfect place for bacteria to grow. Your kidneys and your bladder are the place where your body collects a lot of these toxins and acids and stuff like that. So it's becomes a perfect breeding ground for things like bladder infections, kidney infections, stones. You've heard of kidney stones, bladder stones. That's material that doesn't move because there's not enough liquid in, for it to move, and they become more and more solid until they become stones. Just like with constipation, you can have different levels of that. Okay. And then weight gain. People who are dehydrated many times lose the ability to understand when they're thirsty. And because of that, they feel the discomfort of being thirsty, and they think that they are hungry, right? And it also something that I want y'all, this is one of your homework lessons. It always will be, to drink water today, and change the way we're drinking water over a while. Okay. But these people will tend to eat more when they're thirsty and you're not getting enough to drink. All right. And going back to sodas too, you're drinking sodas because you're thirsty, but it's not giving you exactly what your body needs in order to help you with all these systems that we just talked about. And so your craving doesn't go away. Tie that with the fact that that sugar is addictive. So your craving that goes away because you really don't deal with your thirst as well as you should. And then you tie that with the fact that sugar is addictive and it kind of is a negative feedback loop. Water is also a key factor in fat metabolism, meaning that if you're exercising or you're out there being active, but you're not drinking enough water, you're not going to burn your calories as far as your fat metabolism. You're not going to burn that as well as you would be as if you were drinking enough water. Okay. All right. And those are just some of the things that you can get. I was talking with somebody recently about the dry eye, the fact that your eyes get really dry. Now that can be a problem, and I'm like, yeah, because you don't have enough tears. We let's see, there's some folks talking in the chat. Let's see what people are saying here. Clicked on it and it just disappeared. I don't like that. Okay, let me finish this and then I'll go, or where there goes, took me away from it. Amazing benefits of water. Yes, there are. And see, there was another. Dehydration is of most diseases. Yes, definitely. Thank you, Chef HuNia. And a lot of people pronounce it fructose. Fructose. Okay. Yeah, it's like, I think that's right as well. I have an accent. I actually kind of come from Rhode Island, so sometimes my accent pops out. Okay, free to reach out if you have any questions. Okay, there it goes. We're back to there. But yeah, and just the last little piece of, I'll just look at it from here. The last little piece is prevention. How can you prevent dehydration and prevent all of those diseases based, based on dehydration? Okay, well, the Alameda County Nutrition Services and the state of California recommend that chronic dehydration can be prevented by drinking at least 8-ounce glasses of water every day. So what's an 8-ounce glass? Okay. Do I have an 8-ounce glass here? I do. Just a moment. I'm going to go around. Right. So this is an 8-ounce glass. I'm gonna this isn't not 8-ounce glass. Haha. Okay, this is an 8-ounce glass, right? Drinking 8 of these a day, that's all you need. Or 4 16-ounce. So you can do 16 ounces, or this right here. This is about up to this to here is 16 ounces. So if I drank 4 of these, that would be fine. All right. And a more precise way of dealing with that's what the that's the official thing, but a more precise way of addressing the needs of drinking water, because if you're a big 200-pound man, maybe 8-ounce glasses of water are not going to be enough for you. Or if you are a 100-pound child, that's probably maybe too much for you. They may be a little too much for you. So a great way to think about it is to take your weight, like for example, if you're a 150-pound person, you would cut that number in half. So 150 divided by 2 is 75. So, and then you would change that to ounces, and you get 75 ounces. And that should be the amount of water you drink a day. So that person is a little bit bigger um, than some people. And so they would get more water than the 64 ounces, right? And a child that weighs 80 pounds, for example, would drink 40 ounces at minimum, right? And it makes it seem a lot, it makes it seem a lot easier. However, we simply don't get enough water in our diets. Okay. And let me close that. All right. And I got a new message. Okay, 8 ounces, 8 ounces a day. Okay, eight ounces a day. Okay, yes, that's perfect. All right. Um, and it's something that's really it's something that's really transformative. So the homework, and this is homework that I think it's like we're all gonna do. I want all of us to, you got a little pad of paper, just doesn't need to be anything special, can be just like something like this. You got like one of these little things that the kids get at the school. They're like these little books, or it could be just like a sheet of paper or whatever that you can write numbers on or whatever, because I'm going to see you on next Tuesday. What I want you to do is drink half your weight in ounces of water every day, right? I want you to do that. And write down on the sheet of paper, journal, whatever, like, today is the 13th. You're going to start tomorrow, the 14th. Drink your water at the end of the day. Make a little journal about how you feel, right? That's the homework. And next week, I will do it too, and we will have folks share. If you want, you can, share an entry or share your overall feel for the week. And we can see how that goes. Maybe you'll do it with your family. Maybe you have family members who want to join you in this and take it on and see how it goes. Right? Okay. So we're doing pretty good here, but I think that what I want to do, since we've gone through the curriculum, kind of barreled through it pretty quick, is let you guys know, first of all, that we are having our next Healthily Living 102 next Tuesday, same time, same place, 3:00. Say you don't need to re-register. You just come back and jump in the program. We'll have, of course, a new recipe from Chef HuNia. Our next week, our topic will be, what is our topic? Our topic will be, we're going to talk about fats and fat metabolism. We've talked about fats, healthy fats and trans fats and metabolism. So if you want to go back, if you're somebody who has taken the Healthy Living 101, you can review if you'd like. If not, no worries. We'll catch you up and before we move on to the nitty gritty, and we'll get a little further with that. In the meantime, I'd like to pull out the poll and launch it. I'm going to put it up for everybody. And of course, this is something that we use to get our funding for the program. And it will also help me to, it'll also help me as we go along with the process. I think the next time around, I'm going to put a place that we can have some, but you put comments too. I think that'll be good. But I'm going to launch it right now. And while you're doing it, I will mention that, let's see, we are having, it's like we are having on next Monday, we are having a Roots webinar with Erin, our sugar sweetened beverage person for Oakland. And I'll send you that information. And even more important, all of the handouts and information that I'm showing you guys is saved in our Dropbox. And I will send everybody the poll says I would recommend Healthy Living 101. Okay, I will change that next time. Thank you, Lanisha. But it is Healthy Living 102. I guess that's like when I was going through with the template, I didn't catch that one. I will change it. But yes, it is Healthy Living 102. But what was I saying? Yeah. So what was I saying? I totally lost my thought process. Oh, the Dropbox. I will be sending you all a link to the Dropbox so you can get the material that we're working on. So you can, and you'll be able to see the material that we used today, and you'll also be able to look at material coming up. Usually the day before, the new material will be in there. So you can get that, and that will also include the recipe that Chef HuNia will be providing. Okay, all right. So thank you again. We have 12 of 13 that's voted. All right, I'll wait a minute more, see if that last person will go in there. That may be Mama Ayana. So that may not be, I think that's what it is.
No, I did mine. I did mine.
Yours? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, all right. So you got somebody there. Sometimes people aren't because they're on their phone. Please, if you're not able to do it, let me know and I'll email it to you or put it in the, text it to you so you can send it back to me so you can get your word in there. All right. So I'm going to end the poll. Oh, you did it. Thank you. All right. So this is great. We have, I'm going to share the results here. And we have people who are 100% are satisfied with the event, increasing their knowledge. 77% say that they agree, strongly agree. 23% say that they agree. And I have changed my attitude toward healthy drinks. And it's either strongly agree 69 and agree 31. I would recommend Healthy Living 102 to a friend. And 77% say they agree. And 23% say that they will strongly agree and agree. And then the last is I feel more confident about my ability to be a positive impact on my community. 85% say they agree and strongly agree, and 15% say that they agree. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing the results. So just to let you guys know, let's see, just to let you guys know, if it's a situation where, you know, you've been taking the class and you know most of the material, and you feel really powerful, you know, you feel really strongly about about not drinking sugary beverages and drinking water, but you felt powerful before you came to the workshop, you might want to stick in strongly agree anyway, just because, you know, in that case, there's no way that you could possibly get any more converted to the cause. And also, you know, like maybe it's that I helped you to, maybe I helped to, um, you know, confirm what's going on or whatever. It just makes it seem, it it makes it seem a little better than that. And then also, I will be putting in, I'll put in comment, because I'd love to get your comments, because it's like we're getting that that information. But what I'm not getting is, if you just agree and don't strongly agree, what information would you love to hear about in order to make the class more valuable to you? Because that's the most important thing, right? Is you're my customer right now, right? I'm trying to make you happy. So this is your class. It should be something that you are, that you are getting what you need out of it. So I really want to know what that is. So thank you for that very, very much. And we are coming down to the end of it. Again, uh, see you next week at Healthy Living 102. And love this, learn so much. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I love this too. This is the highlight of my week. I love doing Healthy Living 101, and I am really, really loving Healthy 102. I'm sure it's going to be just as fun, and I'm going to have just as fulfilled. So anyway, we're ending a few minutes early, but I think that that's all right. Mama Ayana, actually, do you have any announcements?
Hold on. Announcements. I don't think so. Just reminding people the next Roots Motherhood Circle is happening on, let's see. Hold on. Let me see. Looking for my calendar. My phone is just like doing its thing. Next Roots Motherhood Circle is on the 27th. And the next Step Empowerment Circle is the 29th. And you already announced Aaron's. And I think that's it for us this month, everyone.
Okay.
Oh, no, there's a birth event, I think that's happening this Friday at during, let me check my calendar again, y'all, sorry. I'm feeling, my allergies are just acting up, so I'm feeling a little under the weather. So it's COVID Birth Equity webinar happening at 3:30 p.m. Let me see if I can put the link. I don't see the link, but people should take a look on Facebook. That's it. Thank you.
Okay. Can I make one suggestion? That, and like, I have terrible allergies, and but I don't have, I haven't been plagued with them very much lately, because I've done one thing to change it, and it's worked really well for me, and that's drinking water. And it's like, when I have really bad allergies, if I drink 16 ounces of water right away, And then if that doesn't work, drink like 8 ounces until it's like usually my allergies the symptoms go away. I don't know if that can work, but that helps.
I've been
Okay.
working in my yard, and I have a acacia tree in the back, and I probably have always been allergic to acacia. So,
Oh,
yeah, it's a big old tall tree. When it stops blooming, it will all get better. Thank you, though.
okay.
And I'm drinking my water, and I'll drink some more.
Yes.
Love y'all. I
Hopefully
see
it'll
you,
help. I
Georgia.
love you too. Yes.
I'm taking the astragalus with honey and propolis, so that should help too.
Propolis. Yes. That would be
Mhm.
great. Yeah.
Good.
Thanks so much.
Because it
It's like
has stuff in it. Yeah.
okay.
Bye.
All right. Bye. Talk to you later.